Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mihir Joshi, and welcome once again to the MJ Show. I say once again because earlier today at 6 p.m., I had the pleasure of speaking with the absolutely fabulous Ronit Roy. And now, for the second time on the MJ Show, I have an unbelievable artist who's coming up. I spent a decent amount of time today actually watching the first time she came on. I actually watched the complete episode, and then while watching that episode, I landed up going into different directions, trying to piece together some of the things that she had spoken about. I was blown away. By the way, here's some interesting facts, and I'm going to tell that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell that to Mahalakshmi Iyer when she gets on the show, and I can see that she's here. So without any further delay, let's conversation, this second conversation for today. This episode of the MJ Show, the absolutely incredible Mahalakshmi Iyer. Like I was saying earlier, Instagram should figure out a way when I say that, clang, my guest should appear. And she has appeared here. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Fantastic. And you know what? Today I was just going back over the first time you came on the show. I was watching everything. Do you know in that 45-minute-ish episode that we did together, you actually sang snippets of 18 songs? 18 songs. I actually, we went through your journey, and after doing 18 songs, we literally scratch the surface of the entire thing, because I remember you telling me during the interview you've recorded close to 2,000 to 3,000 songs at that point in time, 5 years ago. So uske baad to aur bhi hua hoga. So 18 songs feels like a little drop in the bucket, but we went through your entire journey till that point of time. And for everybody watching right now, both of us earlier in the day have given you swipe up links where you can go and watch that earlier video. So instead of me getting to talk to her about the same, like, when somebody comes on the show for the first time, I ask them to talk about how they began their journey. She spoke about that, about how her mother was one of the major influences and how her family was musical. Then she talked about how she got into the music industry, into jingles and everything. So I'm kind of giving you like a very short explanation of what happened in that episode, but you need to go and watch that episode, because honestly, it's one of the finest episodes of the MJ Show. And it was 5 years ago in what? 1 minute, I've got the episode open. May 27, 2015. So we literally crossed 5 years. Like, right? Yeah, it's been 5 years.
Wow.
So back absolutely for this massive monologue. I needed to do that so that I don't have to go through those things again today. But there's so much that's happened since the last time you've met me. So let's talk a little bit about that, and also about a few things which we missed out in the first time that we spoke about. So firstly, tell me, how have you been keeping yourself busy in the last 3-4 months, where all of us, the world, has been locked up in their houses? What have you been doing to keep yourself occupied?
I think I've been doing exactly what everybody's been doing. Ghar ka kaam, jharu, katka, bartan, cooking, cleaning, and of course music. Music is something, I think usse dur rehna bahut mushkil hai. So I have been singing. I have been very fortunate. Actually, a lot of fans don't mind, listening to us in an online concert. And one would think that, given the sound, or, log nahi, matlab, stage nahi hai, lights nahi hai, falana dimka nahi hai, but, the response has been fantastic. So I ended up doing a few of those. And I also got a lot of, exposed to a lot of technology, which isse pehle I was like, just give me a mic in the hand and I'm not interested. But I've had to get into it, learn a little bit of that, So that has also been a part of my last 3 months now. And
very cool.
Singing.
Didn't you just have an online concert like on Friday?
Yes.
Just a couple of days ago. Yeah,
yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So, I recognize that is a new path that a lot of artists are finding, not just musicians. I'm seeing stand-up comedians do that. I'm seeing people who are spoken word artists do that. And do you realistically say that that is going to be the way forward for at least the next few months? Because I don't see any live concerts happening, at least. See, until we get an official vaccine for COVID-19, I don't see anybody being like, chalo yaar, let's dare it and let's go out in thousands and watch a concert where everybody's going to be packed next to each other. And, ek aadmi ko bhi kuch hoga, so that's like a massive number of cases that will come out of it.
I think, yeah, Mihir, this is, I think, a reality that we will have to accept, that we are still in the throes of
Right.
COVID and what it's doing to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, vaccine to, matlab, kal hi padha ke there are about 18 vaccines which are waiting for testing and all that. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. But as far as online concerts are concerned, yes, I think even after COVID is, been put behind us and we've recovered from all that, I think, yes, we will see some of these online concerts continue. Because like I said, I've also, got technology at home now. I mean, I've installed software, I've bought stuff at home which will facilitate a pretty decent sounding online concert. और जो मेरे
Correct.
last 3-4 मैंने किए हैं, उसका
Correct.
response बहुत बढ़िया था.
Nice.
People don't mind because ये भी लोग भी घर पर बैठकर, मतलब अगर स्मार्ट टीवी है आपके पास, आप घर पर उस पे बैठकर आप मेरा कॉन्सर्ट देख सकते हो, तो it already feels like, slightly better than, just a dinky little device or whatever.
That's true. That's
But
true.
बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. So I feel even after this, maybe online concerts can and will keep continuing.
Yeah.
Of course, nothing like the adrenaline of being in front of an audience और सब सामने
Correct.
हैं, हम गा रहे हैं और वो, मतलब मैं उस दिन कह रही थी, हाँ मुझे आपकी आवाज आ रही है, मुझे आ रही है, मुझे वो तालियों की आवाजें आ रही है, तो that you're going to miss. But yeah, and let's hope that हाँ, जैसे आपने कहा कि it's looking very tough. हम तो कम से कम साल में 1-2 बार अब्रॉड जाते हैं शोज करने के लिए. I mean,
Correct.
every year I go to the US or somewhere for some shows. I don't see that happening very soon in the near future. And
For
even
sure.
in India, unless and until travel becomes easy, or traveling to a quaint little town that I love to go and perform, unless it's completely safe, you're always going to have that thought in the back of your head कि पता नहीं क्या होगा. So
Correct.
so
So, it's a great thing. I think technology will also evolve to make sure that जितना close to authentic experience fans को घर पे बैठ के मिल सके उतना for all the, at least for all the top level artists, like you said, for people like you who've been traveling abroad, who've been doing so many shows, I think technology will come to a point where the home experience will become as close to being a live experience as possible. And I think with
also,
proper televisions and everything, it is very possible, because see,
yeah,
if you're in a big auditorium or if you're in a big crowd, you'll end up seeing the artist anyway either on a screen, on a big screen, or you see them like they're this tiny. You're standing way in the back if you've got like a relatively cheapish seat, and you can see the artist this small. So if you want to see the artist, you see them on the screen. So people's minds are going to be like, यार screen पे ही देखना है तो घर पे बैठ के देखते हैं. Might as well,
yeah.
safe and watch my favorite artist from home.
Also, one very interesting thing that has come about in the online concert is that we've also, जैसे मैंने कहा, टेक्नोलॉजी हम सब डिस्कवर कर रहे हैं हर दिन कुछ नया. We've also had artists who have performed with their counterparts, or rather their co-musicians, sitting in their own homes and playing from their
Correct.
own homes, but without any lag or latency.
Correct.
Without, जैसे अभी आप और मैं बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आप खत्म कर रहे हैं और मैं बोल रही हूँ, ये जो लेटेंसी है ये भी नहीं है. वो एक ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर है और ऐसा प्लगइन है, और उसके भी कॉन्सर्ट्स हो रहे हैं. सो यस, ऑल द आर्टिस्ट्स आर आल्सो trying to come up with newer ways of keeping their audiences entertained, और उनके फैंस जो कहते हैं कि missing your songs and missing your performances, कोशिश करें कि हम लोग घर पर बैठ के ही भी आप लोगों का मनोरंजन करें.
That's awesome. So, in fact, by the way, speaking of what you just said, I think Darshan Doshi and a couple of other musicians have formed that band, able to do this, where they are able
live
to perform live in sync. Correct. I think they're doing that, and which is why people always wonder, why do I do so
मैंने
hand
live
motion
in
when
sync कहा और पुरबाइन जी आगे. पुरबाइन जी
क्या बात है.
He's the one. He's, I'll say, the pioneer. Purbain ji and Darshan Doshi and Mahesh Raghavan and all these people. I call them geeks. जो लोग बैठकर, मतलब कंप्यूटर के अंदर घुसकर मतलब पता नहीं क्या क्या और
Exactly.
yeah.
Figured it out. Absolutely figured it out. But I was like, my thread just went away. I don't remember now that Purbayan came. Hi Purbayan, how are you? I completely forgot what we were talking about, but we were complimenting you for creating that band where you are able to. Oh yeah, I was saying that, right now people wonder, why I keep doing a lot of hand motions. It's because if I talk while you are talking, because of the latency, you will miss my line or I will miss your line, or there's that overlap and people can't hear us talk. So what I do when you are answering is, even if I want to comment something, if I agree with you, I just do this or I do this or I do this, so that I figured that out. By the way, in my lockdown season of the MJ show, since the 30th of March that I started off, you are now my 128th guest in this 3 months period.
Wow. So you do
Yeah.
one every day.
Almost one every day. In April and May, I was doing 2 to 3 artists in a day. But in the month of June, I've calmed down and now I'm just doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or now I'll change it to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday because of my WWE commentary beginning. But like I said, people are figuring out ways to keep themselves busy even during
Yes.
this lockdown. And it's
Yes.
amazing that you're doing concerts from home. So now let's talk about
Thank you,
Purvan.
Purbayanji.
Uh,
Purbayanji saying nice to see you and Mihir. Yes, we have spoken about Live in Sync, and for all those people who have joined in, if you want to see great music, if you want to see live music sitting at home, must tune into Purbayanji's page and must get a taste of Live in Sync, and it's absolutely fantastic. I've
it is.
witnessed
It
it,
truly is.
and it is, yeah.
It truly is. And they've just put out a song also right now, which I thought was great. See, this is another great thing that I've seen happening during this lockdown. Artists promoting and talking about other artists, which has always been the need of the day. But I think the lockdown has reinforced it to a level where everybody's supporting each other, supporting each other's ventures, making sure, being a cheerleader for another artist without any expectation is something I'm seeing so,
Absolutely.
in such a big way right now all across the internet, which is fantastic. It's just great to see the artist community coming closer together. And I think, unfortunate to say, but some of the deaths that we have seen happen, including the passing of Sushant Singh Rajput, has got people even closer, wanting to take care of each other, wanting to just talk to each other and look after each other and support each other. And I think for everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. And
I think that was very important because as it is, we are reeling under
yeah,
what COVID has done to us, to our economy, not just our economy the world over, the
yeah,
morale of the people, businesses, over and above everything, just the mental, health of people. I mean,
yeah.
irrespective of whether you are a well-to-do person or you're, not so well-to-do, it's affecting everybody. So it's wonderful that everybody has come together and everybody is voicing their opinion, are there for each other. It's wonderful, and
It is. It truly
that's
is. It truly is. So, now let's get down to some music. And, I remember when we spoke the first time, I spoke about, you talked about how your upbringing was in Carnatic, classical music. And I asked you to sing something from that space, well, from the classical space. And, I remember you'd sung a tappa in Punjabi. You said,
yes.
we spoke about you singing in multiple languages, and you said this is something that you practice very often. And I'd love to start off today's sort of musical journey with you with something again in the classical space. It could be any language. Could you, because I know a lot of your fans love you for your film music, obviously, but they love you for, your voice in general. And you spoke about how important classical music
Oh yeah.
was for you during your upbringing, and how important it is as a part of what you do as a professional. Your film music and your pop music and all the stuff that you record is reinforced because of your your upbringing with classical music. So can we begin with something? And if you could share a memory related to that song that you're going to sing for us, that would be great. Where did that come from? Who taught it to you? Or just something that makes it important.
Actually, just a small correction. My mum, of course, was she learned, she
Karnataka.
sang Carnatic. But since we
Correct.
were all brought up, I mean, my sisters and we were born and bred in Mumbai, so we all learned Hindustani classical.
Hindustani classical.
And
My mistake.
yeah,
No, I remember
yeah.
you spoke about Carnatic, and I just remembered the moment you said it, it was your mom. Correct.
Yeah. So I've not learned Carnatic, but yes, Hindustani and uh, I don't know. I don't know what associated and all itna nahi pata. Lekin right for us, I think for every artist or every person actually, artist ही क्यों, if there's a song which gets stuck in your head, try as much as you can't get it out of your system unless and until उसका वो कहते हैं ना expiry date नहीं आ जाता आपके system से. तो
Correct.
मेरे system में कुछ दिनों से actually कुछ महीनों से एक ठुमरी है जो बैठ गया है और कुछ दिन पहले मैंने इसको गाकर पोस्ट भी किया था. I think that was the first time I ever posted something on any of my pages. I'm very shy of just sitting at home and singing something and posting it on as I see the other artists. I'm very shy of doing that. But उस दिन मैंने थोड़ा धीरज बांध कर after a shoot I just sat down and I just said today is the day. And it was also World Music Day the next day, so I just posted it as it is. So I'm going to sing a few lines of that.
I'd love that.
It's a beautiful thumri called Lagi Karajwa Katar, sung by the absolute genius, the legendary Pandit Jitendra Abhishekhi. Lagi Karajwa Katar, lagi karajwa katar, सांवरिया से सांवरिया से नैना हो गए चार, हाय लागी करेजवा कटार कटार, लागी करेजवा कटार.
Wow. So beautiful, so beautiful. By the way, have you ever had the opportunity or pleasure of performing with Mahesh Kale?
No, but I'm a huge fan. I met him. I was very fortunate, in fact, to witness Katyar Kalzat Ghusli the stage.
On stage.
Yeah, I was in Pune
Lovely.
performing, and I saw Rahul Deshpande ji, Mahesh Kale ji, and the performing Katyar, and what an evening, what a memory that is for me. So huge fan.
The reason I mention him is because he was one of the disciples of Pandit Jitendra Abhishekhi, and I had the pleasure of hosting actually both of them and Anand Bhate on the in this lockdown season of the FJ show, and it's just amazing. I think all three of them, Anand Bhate, Rahul Deshpande, and Mahesh Kale are like the three rock stars of classical music in our country right now. It's just brilliant stuff, and it would be, I remember I'd asked you if you had the opportunity of doing a duet with somebody, who would you like to do it with? And that time you John Mayer, but now I'm putting it out into the world. I'd love to see a duet with you and Mahesh Kale performing together. That'd be something.
Oh my.
That'd be really cool.
मुझे सोच के ही रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे हैं हाथों में. Yeah. But I mean, I would jump. I would do anything for an opportunity like that. But I'm a huge fan, and what a spell he's cast. I mean, in the last, actually, I have to admit that I have discovered Mahesh Kale just very recently, in the last 4 or 5 years, I'd say. But I have been just dumbstruck.
Unbelievable stuff, seriously. And for me, despite me being a Western musician, I've always deeply admired Indian classical music. And I think there is something so beautiful to our music, to our culture. And it's great to see people being like huge flag bearers of that culture right now, taking that music all across the world. Mahesh lives in the US right now. He's got like 100 students in the US whom he's teaching classical music. He performs there. It's just unbelievable. Like I've got thinking about how beautiful, the work it is that these guys are doing. All right, let's move beyond your origins, which was with classical music, and let's get to the work that you've done, your extensive work with films. And I realized that last time when we spoke, the one thing that you spoke about, you were doing almost 2 to 3 Assamese songs a week at one point of time. You've done so much music over there, and I saw a few people right now, some fans of yours from Assam who were saying hello. And I realized that the last time I never got you to sing anything in Assamese. So
Really?
yeah. So you sang Bengali, you sang Marathi, you sang Tamil, you sang Hindi and Punjabi, but we didn't do Assamese. So I think for all your fans in Assam, could you pick a song that you know that people really, really love over there, which is
Oh.
still, and could we hear you sing something? And of course, before you sing it, tell us a little bit about it.
So my association with Assamese music comes, my association is with the legend there. He is a legend. He is probably the most loved artist, one of the most, I would say. And he's very young. He's probably in his 40s, but he's already a legend there. And I sang in his album first. I think most of my Assamese fans who tuned in will know who I'm talking about, Zubeen Garg. I think he's proven himself even in our Hindi film industry. Hey Farad, good to see you too. So he's proven himself, even in our Hindi music world. And I've sung a lot of his songs. I've sung in a lot of Assamese songs, but the one song that I sang about 4-5 years back, composed by Zubeen, written by Zubeen, is a song that people, I think, if I come online and you will see, Assamese songs, please sing that song, please. So I'm going to sing that one. It's a
Perfect.
beautiful melody and slightly classical ang hai isme bhi.
Lovely. Let's hear it.
खाली की पुआर रोदाले देखिले তোমালয়ে মোর মনতে পড়ে বুকুরু হিম হয়ে থাকে কি জানি তোমাতে গলিব পারে হিয়া থাপনা থাপিল তোমাক জনমে জনমে পুজিছো তোমাক খালি কি পুয়ার রোদালি দেখিলে তোমালয়ে মোর মনতে পড়ে বুকুরু হিম হয়ে থাকে কি জানি তোমাতে গলিব পারে.
Wow, beautiful. Such a
Yeah.
lovely song. You know what? Let's just explore this space a little further because, I know how, like you said, Zubeen Garg is like this legend in Assam. He's got that humongous cult status where people like literally worship the music
Yeah.
that his presence is that. And, you worked quite closely with him. You've spent a lot of time with him. For all of his fans who probably don't get to see aspects of him because, he is at the end of the day a public figure and there is a part of him which is seen. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience of working with him? How is he as a person? What has your experience been working with him as a musician?
Absolutely fantastic. Zubeen is one of those. I think when I started working with Zubeen, he must have been an 18 or a 22-year-old and already had released two albums, already had released two albums which were humongous hits there. So he was already, the cult status that you're talking about was already. And then when I started working with him, I realized he's an eccentric. You could see him, in front of his keyboard, immersed in it, and you could be talking to him, but he's lost. And then whenever I would go and record with him, I'd just ask him, how do you even compose like this? How do you compose at this age? I mean, at 22 and 23 and 24, he would compose like a stalwart,
Wow.
and also produce his own stuff, write his own lyrics, And
Unbelievable.
yeah, I mean, and of course performs. I've also performed with him in Assam, in here also. And he's also, over and above all this, he's a wonderful human being. The kind of work that he's doing for his people there, for Assamese people, for his people there, is just unparalleled. He is, they call him God in Assam, and truly, I think because he does so much charity that people don't know about that. He does a lot of charity. His heart beats for the people there and the suffering. So he's a good human being. And कभी कभी कहते हैं ना कि अगर अच्छा इंसान हो तो वो झलकता है उसके म्यूजिक में. So Zubeen is
Wow.
one of those artists, and yeah, absolutely fantastic artist.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, tell me about in the last 5 years since we last met, what have been some of the interesting things that you've been able to do musically, apart from your concerts? I remember at that point in time, you'd said that, you were working on a band which was called the Mahasurya Project. Was that right?
Yeah, yeah.
And have you been able to? I remember seeing a video that had been put up, I think, by your bassist or by Glenn had put up a video, which is like a showreel of some of the work that you guys had done with that. But have you been able to take that further, or are you now back focusing on your film
No,
music?
unfortunately, we could not. Too many reasons, but also a lot of us, it was a new band, and we did try to promote it a lot, but somehow things didn't really go the way we wanted it to, so we kind of disbanded. We do meet, and we do, sometimes sit and jam, and we still sometimes talk about it, and we say that, we'll revive it. So you don't know, one doesn't know, where it will take us. And yeah, truly, fingers crossed. And because the material is there, and we've got some newer material, etc. But the life goes on, as they say. So I have,
That's true.
after that, fortunately, I've also been able to do, other than my film music, and of course my non-film stuff that I keep doing, whether it's a ghazal song here or there or whatever. I've also been able to, dip my little toe into fusion music.
Lovely.
So I mean, it's something. It's very difficult, and it's a sea. It's so vast. But I've
Correct.
been able to kind of, like I said, dip my toe into it, and I've been exploring that. I've been performing with Purbainji quite a bit. We did a series of concerts in 2016 and 17, and in fact
Oh,
today,
how
as
cool.
we're talking about it, and Nayab, was it Nayab? Yeah, Nayab, I think, no, Riddhi, Purbainji's assistant, put up a video of our performance last year.
Oh, wow.
It was raining, like how it's been raining in the last 2 days here, and we performed for a corporate thing, and they put up a glimpse of one of the songs. And so, yeah, some fusion music, a little bit of that. And yeah, I'm hoping to, from the last 2 years, I have consciously tried to also do non-film work. I mean, like you said, I have learned classical music, and I have also learned ghazals from Pandit Govind Prasad Jaipurwale and Bhavdeep Bhai. And so I would like to explore that also. I would like to do a proper ghazal performance. I would like
Lovely.
to, yeah. And there is also a devotional project. I mean, it's a little too early to talk about it, but it's wonderful. We've been toying with the idea of doing a live performance, which has got the whole pyrotechnics, the whole light, sound, graphics, etc., etc. So it's a very interesting
Beautiful.
project that is in our heads right now.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how that project shapes up. But before we move ahead with other projects, can we hear you sing a ghazal that you love? I mean, I'm assuming you know a lot of them. Can you pick one that you love? Tell me about why specifically you chose that and sing a little bit.
Um, it's very difficult to choose one ghazal because I'm a rabid fan of ghazals right from the time I think I was 16 or 17, and I was I mean, I think I was 12 or 13 when my elder sister would play Ghulam Ali Saab at home, and I would be like, what was that? समझ में नहीं आता था. And then when I was 16 or 17, I discovered Mehdi Hasan Saab.
Wow.
And then all the legendary Indian Jagjit ji, Pankaj ji, I mean, name it. You discovered all of them and you wondered, ye kya ho raha hai bhai? And of course, and then along the way, of course, I met Hariharan ji and we started doing jingles. Hari ji would do jingles. And I would ask him, अच्छा आप jingles भी करते हो? मतलब फिल्म तो गाते jingles भी करते हो? He said, हाँ, सब कुछ गाना चाहिए. He was like, so probably इन लोगों से ही तो inspiration मिलता है. तो फिर let me do a ghazal of Hariharan ji. And again, same thing. I have been lockdown के वक्त, this ghazal has been, it's stuck in my head. So few lines of that ghazal.
Lovely, lovely.
लोग कहते हैं अजनबी तुम हो, लोग कहते हैं अजनबी तुम हो, लोग कहते अजनबी अजनबी मेरी जिंदगी तुम हो, लोग कहते अजनबी तुम हो, दिल किसी और का न हो पाया, आरज़ू मेरी आज भी तुम हो, आरज़ू मेरी आज भी तुम हो, अजनबी मेरी जिंदगी तुम हो, लोग कहते.
Kya baat hai, beautiful, absolutely fantastic. You just got a request from Neha, my wife, saying please give a glimpse of a ghazal, and there you go, you've done that. Hi Neha. And Shruti Bhave is here, another fantastic musician. She just said hi Mahalakshmi ji. So hi Shruti, good to see you here as well.
Oh, what an artist
she is.
Fabulous violinist and a very, very good singer. ज़्यादा लोग नहीं जानते, but yeah, Shruti.
Lovely. By the way, so one of the songs that you sang the first time we met was a song that you actually sung with Hariharan ji for A.R. Rahman, which was, I'd asked you which is the one song in, you've sung in so many South Indian languages, which is the one song that people always ask you for, and that was Kandu. Like, okay, I'm not going to mispronounce it. You say it. What? How do you say it? Kandu Kunde.
Kandu Kondain. Kandu Kondain.
Kandu Kunde. Kandu Kunde. Yeah. Close enough. I got it close enough. And I remember how beautiful that song was. Yeah. And at the risk of repetition, could I request you to sing a line or two of that? Because I know all your fans who love your music in Tamil. I think it was sung in Tamil and Telugu, right? You sang it in both languages.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Wow, good memory, Mihir. Yes, I forgot. For a moment, I was like, yeah. Yes, I had sung that in Tamil and Telugu. And I think, yeah, when our chat started, someone had actually said, can you please sing Kandu Kondain, Kandu Kondain? So, okay. So here it is for all A.R. Rahman fans and Kandu Kondain, Kandu Kondain, Kadal Mugam Kandu Kondain, Viral Todum Duratile, Vennilavu Kandu Kondain, வெண்ணிலா வெளிச்சம் கிண்ணத்தில் உடைத்து உயிரே தாளொருத்தி என் கண் பார்த்தது என் கை சேருமோ கை சேராமலே கண்ணீர் சேருமோ கண்டு கொண்டேன் காதல் முகம் கண்டு கொண்டேன்.
Wow. Super, absolutely beautiful. By the way, while we were speaking about your the Mahasurya project, I remembered in the video that I saw that was like a clip, like a compilation of multiple clips from your performance. I think it was at Hard Rock Cafe Pune that they had
Yes,
shot that. You'd
correct.
sung Yaad Piya Kiya Hai, and I thought that was a stunning. I mean, that's a song,
Yeah.
stunning song in itself, but the way that you guys put it together was very, very beautiful. I really feel you should make a video of that, like put a cover of that out for people to see, because I think people would completely, completely flip out on that. Tell me about that song. Tell me a little bit about you performing that song.
Mahasurya actually, to let people know, it was a band which explored all kinds of music. It was
Yeah.
Indian, it was Western, it was jazz, it was, and I was a lead singer. So I would explore all the Indian genres. There was a ghazal in it, there was a thumri, there was a classical bandish married with very typical Western. There was a folk song. So we tried to, like, you could call it like the soul of India, or the
Lovely.
sounds of India, or something like that. And it was we were very, very excited, and we had rehearsed, and the 2-3 concerts that we did was very, very well received. It's just unfortunate that somehow it didn't take off, but who knows, like I said. And Yaad Piya Ki Aaye was once a song, and when I sang the melody to the boys, they were like, we must do something with this. And I don't know how it came about, but we did a drums and bass version of it.
Wow.
So it was a very percussive kind of a thing, because otherwise the pace of the song is so slow usually, but we had pepped it up completely. And it was magical. It was absolutely magical. Imagine a hardcore bandish being sung in a drums and bass format. I mean, that was something was very
Something
unusual.
truly amazing. Yeah, it is something truly amazing. And now that you're kind of doing fusion, like you said, you're dipping your toe into fusion. You should maybe look at maybe taking a bandish like that and seeing how you can do something interesting with that as well. Because I'm assuming after that you've not re-recorded or done it anywhere else. I would love to see you perform that. In fact, could we hear you sing a line or two of that right now?
Yeah, we will do it. I mean, now that you mentioned it, I think, yeah, maybe today I needed this to, little prodding I needed from you, perhaps for someone. uh, hmm. याद पिया की याद पिया की याद पिया के आए हैं याद पिया के आए हैं राम याद पिया के आए ये दुख सहना जाए जाए ये दुख सहाना जाए है राम याद पिया के आए याद पिया के
Wow. Woo! Oh man, I wish there was an audience here to applaud for you right now. I've got goosebumps right now. I can't even fake this. Look at this, like right there. Ah, it's so good. That was so good.
Can you imagine? I mean, if you can imagine song with the drums going, it was brilliant. I mean, the Pune concert especially was fantastic. We had a lot of young audience, the yuppie, today's millennials come backstage to tell us, wow, what did you do with that song? So
That's
yeah,
unbelievable.
great memory.
If you have that video also, just put it up. Put it up on your IGTV or YouTube or whatever. But let people see that, because it can't, okay, fingers crossed that the band gets back together and people get to watch it live. But even if they can't, it's still a song that needs to be seen by people. So if you have clip of that. I'm assuming you have the full video of that. Please talk to your band, get that video and put it up for people to see. I'll be the
Done.
first one to share with everybody and tell everybody, please watch this, because of that 6-minute video. The one thing that really caught my eye instantly was this. It was just like, I have to
Yeah.
talk to you about this. So yeah, that's my
Definitely.
request.
Thank you. Yes, I'm going to hunt it down and I'm going to cut footage from that and post it. Thank you so much. Yes. Point
Now,
noted.
yes. By the way, Neha also added, and I generally don't always take every comment of it, but I love what she said. Your silken voice adds to Aishwarya's beauty in the visual. She was talking about. So,
Kandukonde.
strangely enough, while both of us are Maharashtrians, Neha watches a ton of Tamil and Malayalam movies. Like a lot of them. Like I'll end up watching Malayalam movies because of Neha. She'll be like, "Arey, nahi, nahi, ye to dekhna. You got to watch this." So Bangalore Days and this and that, like a whole bunch of movies I've landed up watching, and I've discovered like Sasha Tirupati is one of my favorite singers as well because of some of the beautiful songs that she sung in the South. And speaking of singing beautiful songs in the South, you've sung so many songs with Rahman sir, right? Like you've done a huge body of work with A.R. Rahman and in the industry down south. So, like we spoke about your experience working with Zubeen Garg, how was your experience been working with the man who is such a legend already, not just in India but all across the world?
Fantastic. What can you say about him? I mean, I think to him goes the credit of revolutionizing the sound of Hindi film music. After, I'd say, Panchamda. Panchamda was, had that futuristic, vision of this. And uske baad, I think it was Rahman Saab. I think when we all heard Roja, I think we were all taken aback. And for all those who have, I mean, for A.R. Rahman fans, if Tiruda Tiruda was another shock. It was like gobsmacked, you were like, what was that? So I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for an opportunity to work with him. And when it came about, मतलब वो कहते हैं ना कि मेरे खुशी का मतलब समा ही नहीं पाई. तो when I went there, I was surprised. Itne soft spoken, so shy.
Yeah.
He was like the toast of the world, and he was so shy. And you have to do this, very nodding. But one thing, put me behind the mic and he's there in the monitor room, and then he comes alive. He's
Wow.
like a child. He is like, can we try this? Can we try that? Maybe you could try this. Maybe you could try that. You should sing like a cat. You should sing like this. You should imitate this one. I mean, he just is like a child in a toy store.
Wow.
He just goes, yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And he's extremely spontaneous, extremely
Lovely.
giving. You could be singing his tune and he'd be like, more often than not, he would give you a tune half-baked. And he would say, just go, start singing. And you're behind the mic and you've not really learned the tune properly. And like Rahman Sahab wo bhool gayi, can I sing? Just sing. And you could sing something and he'd say, that is very nice, let's keep that. You could hit a note which is not part of that song or part of his melody. He'd say, that sounds very nice, let's keep that. So he's very open, he's extremely spontaneous, and of course, his compositions and what he does. So most people know that when you record for Rahman Saab, he records on a bare track, which is basic chords and a drum loop and a rhythm loop and your voice. And after that, he decorates the song. He adds
Wow.
Yeah. So he fills in, all the string section, and whatever else you hear is all added later. It's
That's
just
amazing.
a very sketch, yeah. And he takes multiple takes and then he chooses your best takes. Sometimes he chooses 2 takes and then, splices them. And I've heard Kandu
That's
Konde was one
amazing.
of those songs, yeah. So he's an
That's
absolute
amazing.
genius, yeah. He knows
So-
his...
Despite me having spoken to at least 25 singers who sung for him, I have never heard this story, and it's so amazing. Like it's brilliant. Like it just goes to show the level of that guy's thinking. That he wants something and he can imagine it, but he'll start with. It's like building a beautiful building, right? You start with the foundation, and then you put a little bit on it, and then you figure out the interior decoration of it. It's just a phenomenal analogy of how something can be constructed from the perspective of a musician. That's amazing. So when we spoke the last time, You spoke about singing "Ae Ajnabi" for him, just like that little, the start of that from Dil Se. And then, of course, we spoke about Kandu Konde, Kandu Konde. But can you maybe sing one more song that you sung for him? Any song that has a really special memory attached to it for you with Rahman sir?
Chalka Chalka. Because, like I said, during the song, when I had sung it with Vaishali and one more singer, I'm forgetting her name. We had sung it, and when we were singing it, that was the song when I saw the fun side of Rahman Saab, the one
Right.
who, so it was like a shadi bya wala gana, na, masti mazak wala gana, or chedkhani hai. You have to sound funny. You have to do this. You have to. He actually, in between the song, I always say this to my friends. So I was singing a line, and then he said, "That's one Umna Munji take. Give me something else." Umna Munji basically is like one sad face. So he's like, that's one sad face take. I want one brightness. I said, okay. You perked up. And then, of course, try singing like a cat, try singing like a dog, try singing like a goat, try singing like an old woman. So basically, he wanted to get the whole mood of the song. And he was
Nice.
pushing us, and that's how the song came about. So, Chalka Chalka Re, Kalsi ka pani. छलका छलका रे ओ आँख न मानी छलका छलका रे कलसी का पानी छलका छलका रे ओ आँख न मानी मैया बोले जाना नहीं भैया अभी माना नहीं बाबुल बोले बस एक दिन कल का छलका संदन पुटळ गई सांजनडे अळ गई वेल्ली बेटी कट्टियवनो सोल्लु यारो यारोडी उन्नोड पुरुषन आती अवंदांडी ओ तिमिरुक्कु अरसन. You got the picture. Yeah.
It's just, now that you've given the backstory, it's just there. Like I could see him saying, "Okay, do this, do that." That's so cool. That was absolutely incredible. By the way, I looked it up. It was Richa Sharma with you. Richa
Correct.
Sharma.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Richa
somebody here has been. Sorry, go ahead.
Richa had done the that part is Richa ji. Yeah.
By the way, somebody was requesting for Khud Ko Tere, which I believe was from a film called 1920 Evil Return. I'm just looking it up. I don't really know all this much. But it's a Chirantan Bhatt song, I believe.
Yeah. It is Chirantan's song. That's the second song I've sung for Chirantan. And I don't know what's the magic about the song. I mean, I wake up in the morning and there will be like at least 5 to 6 Bolna Halke requests and 5 to 6 Khud Ko Tere requests in my DM or in Messenger or wherever. And whenever I go on chat here or on FB, this song is requested. I don't know what the magic about this song. It's very beautifully written by Badayuni. His name is Shakil Azmi. Sorry, not Badayuni. Shakil Azmi. And it's a beautiful melody, of course. And there's something about the song. I think it tugs. I'll sing a few lines for whoever has requested that.
It was requested by Humanity. No, wait a minute. Who's this? Fadil. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Fadil JFR? But whatever. FADIL JFR has requested it. So yes, go for it.
Okay, Fadil, if that's your name, this is for you and all the Khud Ko Tere fans. तुम भी तन्हा थे हम भी तन्हा थे मिलके रोने लगे तुम भी तन्हा थे हम भी तन्हा थे मिलके रोने लगे एक जैसे थे दोनों के गम दवा होने लगे तुझ में मुस्कुराते हैं तुझ में गुनगुनाते हैं खुद को तेरे पास ही छोड़ आते हैं अपनी ही वीरानी से तुझको सजाते हैं खुद को तेरे पास ही छोड़ आते हैं.
Wow. Beautiful. So, I love how we just basically flowed from one topic to another today. I mean, I obviously, I don't really plan my conversations. I like them to be free flowing. And I love how we've literally gone from classical music to Assam to South to all sorts of really, really interesting things. And I'm going to bring up something which is something we briefly spoke about the first time we met, which is this. I have
Oh,
I have the Dance Masti, collection. I have all four albums that were released in like the special box set. And I remember telling you when we first spoke that, I love what you guys had done. And I felt that it was a genuine covers album rather than just a remix album. It felt like, it was your interpretation of
yeah.
song. And I asked you to sing Baho Mein Chale Aao, which was one of my favorite songs, and because it had a beautiful video. And you'd said, you'd sung a whole bunch of songs. And the
Yeah.
problem is, if you look at the songs, if you look at the cover, the names of the artists are not given. Who sung it? And there are obviously 5, 6 different people who were involved with singing the song. So what happened is when I finally put it on my computer is when I realized, acha, ye gana Shan ne gaya hai, ye gana Shankar ji ne gaya hai, this is Mahalakshmi's song. This is then I realized you got like some 12 to 13 songs that you'd
Yeah.
sung between this. I mean, in these four albums. So apart from Baho Mein Chale Aao, can you pick any other song that you've done? Because this will be like doing like a retro song. Like you've done Aja Piya, you've done Aa Jaane Ja, you've done Ye Sama, Mungda, Gori Gori, वो है जरा, रात का हम
Uh-huh.
सफर, मस्त कलंदर, सैयारे. I'm just telling you the names because I had actually kept your songs aside. Ye Mera Dil, Yamma Yamma, and Chadti Jawani. So these were the songs that you sang in that. So you sang a whole bunch of them. Can you pick one of them and talk about your memory of recording that song? Because this was an album where Shankar Ehsaan Loy were involved, Farhad,
Ehsan Loy and Farhad are instant
Farhad are the
karma.
three main guys, Instant Karma,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
And
came
I
up
think
with the
Shankar ji just
whole.
sang songs.
Yeah, Shankar, of course, was associated with Ehsan and Loy, so it automatically, Shankar was part of all the projects. Dance
Correct.
Masti, Dance Masti Returns, Forever, Again, all the four Dance Masti that we did. And yeah, I got to sing some such incredible melodies, and Ehsan Loy and Farhad had beautifully, like you said, they had covered it exactly like. I mean, even if you listen to it today, you would think that this is how a song could be interpreted. I mean, this is
Correct.
how a song should be interpreted, rather.
Correct. Correct.
And
Correct.
I mean, there are so many favorites. Of course, Bahume and Aja Piya became very popular. But I memory associated. Actually, all of them, I had. I personally liked "Wo Hai Zara Khafa Khafa" because it was the original sung by Lataji and Rafi Sab was a sing song. It was a swing melody. "Wo Hai Zara Khafa Khafa," and Loy, the magician that he is, instead of a 3/4, he had made it into a 4/4. Like, वो है जरा खफा खफा तो नैन यूं मिलाए हैं कि हो हो वो है जरा खफा खफा तो नैन यूं चुराए हैं कि Can you imagine? So when I went in and I was like, but Loy, वो है जरा खफा खफा. Like, no, you will sing it like this. And I'm like,
Like
oh my
this.
God, I'll have to undo it in my head and then sing it. But it was great fun. And how beautifully he had produced, both of them had produced the song. So very,
That's
very memorable.
fantastic. Fantastic. By the way, for everybody watching right now, I know it's a little before your time, especially the younger people, but if you've not heard these four albums, this is truly how you recreate a song. Because nowadays everybody is doing this. Back then it was called just remix this, but right now what all your favorite YouTubers are doing is they take old songs and they do their interpretation
Yeah.
of it. but to genuinely see how beautifully songs could be interpreted, go and listen to all four of these albums. I'm 100% sure that Sony Music has put it out on Apple Music, Gaana, Savan, Spotify, wherever else, wherever you consume your music. Dance Masti ढूंढो, Instant Karma ढूंढो और सारे के सारे गाने सुनो. It's just the most enjoyable experience that you're going to have. You can thank me later. I believe दिल क्या करे का जो वर्जन किया था उन लोगों ने with Shan, it's the definite, and बाहों में चले आओ, for me those were the two definitive versions of those songs that I've ever heard. Like genuinely phenomenal.
Yeah,
By the way,
absolutely.
one of your fans just asked for Bolna Halke Halke. I'm going to refer them to episode 1, the first time Mahalakshmi had come on the show. Go and check that out. Even when this video goes up on the YouTube channel of the MJ Show, I'll give you a link to the first episode. Go and watch that. You'll get to hear her sing a lot of those songs, because honestly, the only song I've repeated from first episode to today was Kandu Kunde, because it was also requested and because I just happen to love that song very, very much.
Yeah.
But, Mahalakshmi, I just realized right now, baate karte, we've been speaking for almost 54 minutes. And Instagram automatically shuts things at... So before Instagram shuts us off, I thought let's wrap up the show with what is your plan now going forward? One, we discussed obviously about how technology is helping you out, but what is there anything new in the pipeline that you're working on, a new release that we can look forward to? Let us know so that we can, anticipate.
Nothing in the pipeline as such, but yes, I am definitely doing a single this year. Unfortunately, COVID happened. Otherwise, I would have started working on it and maybe put it out. I would have, maybe in October, November. Now it's going to get delayed, obviously. So I'm going to do a single. I'm hoping to co-write with someone, or just write. I have a couple of ideas in my head, so I want to put that out. Also, I'm going to do non-film in a big way.
Nice.
I've been telling people have been telling me that you've listened to so much music and you sing so many genres. I mean, ghazals ho, bhajans ho, devotional music. So I have all these ideas. I've got a lot of, कहते हैं ना, उगलने के लिए बेकरार है. तो फिर मैं वो करने वाली हूँ. I'm going to get into non-film music quite a bit. Whether that is pop, whether that it is ghazals or devotional projects or anything. So I'm going to explore that. I'm just waiting
Definitely looking forward to your releases. And like I told you, my request, make sure you talk to your band and get that video out.
Oh, yes.
So that you can put that out for everybody to watch. Now, I remember last time I did this rapid fire and we ended it by you and I jamming on a Beatles song and on Imagine by John Lennon. We'd done Michelle and we'd done Imagine. Now, and you spoke about your love for John Mayer 5 years ago, and I'm assuming you've still been listening to John Mayer. I thought it'd be interesting for us to, by the way, before I ask you to sing anything by him, how do you remember so many songs? I have asked you songs randomly, like even stuff that comes out of the blue, like somebody requesting for something. How do you remember so many of your songs? You've like sung 2,000 songs. How do you remember Assamese lyrics? How do you remember Tamil lyrics? Because, okay, chalo, Tamil I can still understand because you speak the language. Assamese and this and that. I remember even the last time you sang a Marathi song. How do you remember the lyrics to it?
I perform all these songs. I have done a lot of shows in the recent past in Assam, in Calcutta, and in Chennai. So I perform a lot of these songs, and typically before I land there, I get a list of ये गाने आपको गाने ही पड़ेंगे, ये बहुत popular है, दीदी ये गाना. So I prepare, I listen, go back and I hear it, and of course now once. If you've sung it 3-4 times, then it stays in your this. And yeah, I'm pretty good at remembering. Thank you.
No, fantastic. It is just amazing how you can remember so much. So, with all the songs of John Mayer that you heard, and since there is a lag, obviously I can't jam with you, but can you sing some English song for us before we leave? And it would be great if it's a John Mayer song.
Ooh.
Damn it, wait. Internet, Instagram is saying that we've got 25 seconds left. I don't want Instagram to cut your song. So here's what we'll do for everybody who wants to watch this one bit. I'm going to get her back just for us to hear an English song, and we'll wrap up after that. So 5 minutes extra I'm going to take from her. But for this segment, that's Mahalakshmi, I'm Mihir, and we're saying bye-bye. Join us back in 15 seconds. I'm going to restart another session. See ya.